Hey everybody, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. This video I'm going to share with you some eco-friendly travel tips. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. I know we're pretty deep in fall at this point, so all of our fun summer travel adventures are done, but going into the fall, we still have Thanksgiving travel, Christmas holiday travel, New Year's travel, so just because the summer adventures are all done doesn't mean that we're not going to be traveling anytime soon, and it's always something that you can incorporate slowly, even if just one thing at a time. And typically it is easier to make sustainable swaps and eco-friendly changes when you're at home and you know what you're bringing into your home. You can be more mindful and think a little bit more about it. When it comes to traveling, it becomes a little bit harder to think of how do I reduce waste or do this in a super sustainable way, and not many people think about it at all. So if you're watching this, already an A+ for you. I just have a few different tips, some of them being products and some of them just being habits and things to implement with your travel in order to make it more eco-friendly. First thing first, when it comes to travel, it's all the travel size stuff. You can do as my aunt did in Italy and just bring your full size everything and have to get another suitcase because you just have so many huge toiletries. But if you're a normal person, you're probably gonna want to bring a travel size of that. And one thing that I absolutely love is reusable travel containers. So I know in my plastic-free July video, I mentioned the Cadence capsules, and these are the original ones. They're 0.56 fluid ounces, and I mentioned that I had the new version on the way, so I did get some of those as well, just because I was using the original ones, but I also wanted to bring more product without having to buy the mini size of things, because while the mini size is perfect to travel, especially if you are just doing a carry-on bag and those liquids have to go through security, under 4 or under 3.5 ounces, they are so wasteful. The ratio of packaging to product is insane. Yes, you can buy something that you will have to rebuy and it's coming in a package for your home, take sunscreen for example, but your sunscreen might be this big, so the amount of plastic to product is relatively low. But then when you're buying that same one in a teeny tiny version, it's just so wasteful, and the smaller the plastic gets, the harder it is to recycle, if it's recycled at all, which very often when you run out of things towards the end of your trip, are you looking for a recycling bin in Europe somewhere? Probably not. You're just dumping it in the hotel trash can. So buying reusable containers, that way you don't have to go out and find the mini version or settle for a mini version of a brand that you don't really like, but it's the only mini available. Putting your own favorite products in these containers. So of course you can go a little bougie, go a little high end with these Cadence ones, which I think are worth the price just because they are so durable, and these ones have lasted me years. I think I got them as soon as they came out. And the other ones that I have tried before, just those plastic little containers that you can get from Target or off of Amazon, typically don't last more than one trip. They crumple, they just get all beat up. The plastic gets foggy and weak over a longer period of time, whereas these are super durable. They're also made from ocean-bound plastic, or plastic that was found in the ocean as well, so you know that you're removing plastic from the environment in order to also reduce plastic overall. So I do really love these, but of course, if the cheaper ones are the only ones that are in your budget, finding any type of reusable container, that way again you can bring the products that you do love and you're not wasting plastic by buying a bunch of little mini travel size things. And when you are loading up all of your little travel size containers, just being mindful of the products that you are using, and this goes for the products that you're using in your day-to-day life, and making sure that those ones are good, they're clean, they're better for the environment, especially when it comes to sunscreen. And if you're traveling somewhere where you'll be getting in the water, you're going to Hawaii, which does have strict regulations when it comes to the sunscreens that you can use, but just being mindful of the sunscreens and the products that you are bringing with you to wherever you're traveling. It's always important to just keep that environment in mind, and you want to travel somewhere to see somewhere beautiful, see nature, see all of these different things, and it should be also top of mind to want to keep that place looking beautiful for the future, so you can come back to it, so generations after you can see it in the same condition that it's currently in. So just being mindful of the environment that you're going to, not being wasteful, not leaving your trash behind, being mindful of the regulations and the culture while you're there, and just going back to sunscreen, I feel like I took a little tangent, but going back to sunscreen, finding reef safe sunscreen. And very often vacations do involve water. So reef safe sunscreen, a lot of sunscreens are reef safe now, but there are also some out there where they're just like, we don't really care, or people don't care to look enough, or it's the cheaper option typically. So finding sunscreens that don't have oxybenzone, avobenzone, literally anything with the word benzone or benzene in it is like not good for the reefs, not good for marine life. And if it's not good for the reefs and marine life, probably not good for you who's putting it directly onto your body. A whole other issue just in terms of toxins in our skincare and in our personal care products and endocrine disruptors. But I'm pretty sure I have a video on that I can link down below. There are chemical sunscreens that are reef safe, but those ones are a bit harder to find, and mineral sunscreens are going to be the best bet, especially 100% mineral sunscreens. A lot of brands love to greenwash and say that we're a mineral sunscreen, but then still sneak in some chemical components. It's not 100% mineral. I do love the Coco Kind Daily SPF. I also have the Supergoop like resetting powder, because that one is just mineral since it is a powder. And then Alba Botanica is a really good body sunscreen. So much better for your skin, for the environment, for marine life, for so many different things. And the way it reflects the UV rays too is also just better, because it's actually reflecting it off of your skin and not like absorbing it and then like trying to direct it elsewhere. So it's just better for you overall. So being mindful of the products that you are bringing with you is also super important. And now that you have all of your reusable containers filled up with these good, clean, non-toxic products, you need to get them there somehow. So I have a Koyana, I don't really know how to say the brand name, little travel pouch. And all of these, it doesn't seem that big, but I can fit a lot of these in here, and like this is it. This is all I need when it comes to toiletries. But of course that one is a little bit pricier. So finding any just good sturdy travel bag that, especially if you are taking this through TSA and you don't have TSA pre-check and you need to show them all of your little goodies, a clear one. Very often, especially when you buy those like cheap little plastic travel containers from Target, it'll come in like the 4-quart or 1-quart bag that you have to have. Those, the zippers will break, they won't last more than a trip, and then you just need to get a new one. You end up buying this like reusable bag, but it's so cheaply made that it becomes a one-time bag. Skip all of that. Find an actually durable bag that will last. This one has lasted me so long. Calpac has ones that have the clear design that are under a quart if you do need to show TSA all of your toiletries. So just being mindful of what you're buying, because even if something does say that it's reusable, if it's cheaply made, how reusable is it really? So maybe some things might be more of an investment up front, but it's gonna save you more in the long run. Buying this for, I don't know how much it was, let's just say $100 up front versus the $5 cheap plastic ones off of Amazon they have to buy for every single trip. I've probably used this on 20 trips, and the $5 plastic ones also equal out to $100 after 20 trips. So I spent the same amount, but this one's still gonna last me, and the other one is just going into the trash over and over. Another way to reduce waste during a vacation or travel is during the travel itself. So of course, the most obvious one being have a reusable water bottle. Empty it before you go through security. The second you're on the other side, there are water refill stations like everywhere nowadays, or you can even just like go to a restaurant and they'll very often refill it for you. So having this, it will last you the entire trip. You can just keep it refilled, keep it on you in your little tote. Having that and being able to refill it versus spending €5 over and over on different water bottles, which is also just plastic, that become wasteful. If you're walking around the town with it, you finish your water, it's often hard to find a recycling bin, and especially a lot of these like older towns. So just having your reusable one and filling it up in a fountain or at a restaurant is so much easier. And what's really good about this one is that it's the Lark, so it has the little UV thing. Of course, I'll take my hydro flask with me too, especially if I'm traveling just across the country for a wedding and I know that I'm gonna have like good water wherever I go. But this does help it taste better, especially because sometimes the airport refill stations just like, they aren't the best tasting water. There is water hierarchy, and the ones at the airport is like relatively low. It's like right above Dasani, which is not great. So having this is definitely beneficial. Also when it comes to travel, and I really noticed this because I mainly like to travel on Delta, And every time you get on, not only are they giving you the little like wipe, which like, okay, sure, whatever, bring your own package of wipes, because again, plastic package to product ratio is just off when it's an individual little wipe. So if you're gonna wipe things down, bring your own, say no to the little one that they're gonna hand you at the door. And then you get all situated, and before you take off, they're like, earbuds, earbuds, earbuds. And the amount of times that I've been like, oh my God, I forgot my earbud. I guess I need these Delta earbuds, which also come in individual packaging. Everybody on the plane grumbles about it. They grab the earbuds and they go, I really don't need another pair of these. It's so wasteful. It's so wasteful. And I think everybody's like aware of it, but also like forgets to do anything about it before their next flight. What I've been mindful of is keeping just a set of headphones, earbuds in my travel backpack. There's a little pouch because I'm often taking that backpack with me to travel as well. So there's a little area which just has all my travel things. It has my portable charger. It has this little fan that my sister got me. So every time I know I'm traveling somewhere, I can reach there because it has all the little tech things that I would need. Keep this in there so that way I know if I'm flying Delta, if I'm flying any airline really, but mainly Delta, bring these and I won't have a problem when it comes to wanting to watch something on the back of the plane. But in addition to this, more recently, I'll still bring these as like a backup. But before my flight to Italy, my dad got us these Airfly Duos off of Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks. You just charge it beforehand, use the same charger that you would for any USB-C device, which is everything except for iPhones before now. And you plug this in, it has a little audio port into the seat back airplane. And instead of being the one in the cable, especially because I love sitting in the aisle, and if somebody next to me has to use the restroom, then I'm like, okay, let me just unattach myself from the seat back. So instead of having to deal with these, you can plug this in and you can attach it to any Bluetooth device. So now I can wear these, plug this in, and now I can watch any movie with my own device. It sounds better because it's a higher quality than these things, and it's just easier to remember this and to just throw this in my bag without having to be like, yes, I'll take another package of the Delta headphones, please. And when packing clothes for your trip, don't get sucked into this idea that you need to buy a whole new wardrobe to go on vacation. Don't do it. It's a trap, and I've fallen into it too. Everybody's like, oh my God, I'm going to this place. I'm gonna have this cute little outfit to wear in this place, and I'm gonna have this to wear here. And like, I get it. You wanna wear a cute outfit because you're finally going somewhere that's not this office that you're in 24/7. You're going somewhere that is also gonna be pretty. Like 99.99% of the times you're traveling somewhere that is beautiful, that has things that you want to take photos of and photos in front of. So I get that, like, you want to wear a cute outfit. I understand. But this year, and I've always been pretty good about just like not needing to buy things. Like when we go to Florida a lot, I'm like, I know I can wear all these like mix and matchy type things. I love the brand Whimsy and Row, and I have like some of their crop tops and like these 2 linen shorts, and I'll just like rotate those around. And that's why I'm always able to like pack small too. They joke that in Florida I can pack into a carry-on because I only bring half shirts, but also because I mix and match and I'm smart about it. I also brought my carry-on size suitcase to Italy, and I think I packed like a lot of stuff. I honestly could have like even packed less than I did pack, but it's just, if you're smart about it, you can pack less and like not have to bring the big old suitcase. But really quickly, I just want to show my like type A borderline insane thing that I did for Italy, which was super smart and something that I think maybe not to this extent, but was super helpful for me. I did a little video of it on TikTok, but I just want to show how proud I am of this. So the second I knew we were going to Italy, I went to Pinterest and I was like, what are some cute outfits that I'm gonna wear in Italy? I did the typical what should I wear there, and then I made a mood board. So on this side over here is inspo, all of the different photos that I found on Pinterest, which I also kind of like narrowed down after a while. And then I was like, where in my closet do I have these outfits? So I put in like all the hats that I have. Over time I like X'd out things that I was like, I don't need to pack that because it just doesn't work with anything. Put in photos from the company websites of all the outfits that I have. This is what I'll pack, and I like matched it up to different things too. Like I have this green bikini from Belle the Label, and I was like, boom, look how cool this girl looks in the green bikini, the white linen pants, the square sunglasses, the pearl necklace. What do I own? I own very similar bikini. I own white linen pants. I own a pastel pearl necklace and my rectangle sunglasses. So doing that and seeing the inspo photos and not being like, okay, I have these inspo photos, I'm gonna go shopping and like spend a bunch of money before my trip so that way I can like wear the inspo photos. Stop, look at your closet. Where do you already own the inspo photos? Where can you already mix and match? And like maybe you might need a few things. The only thing I bought going into this trip was a pair of white linen shorts, just because I genuinely like didn't have white linen shorts and needed some. Not just for the trip, but I was like, that's a good thing for me to have. I live in LA and they're good to throw on with anything. And then once we got our itinerary for the trip, since we did a little wellness retreat for my cousin-in-law beforehand, so she gave us a little itinerary. And then when we went to Capri, I made just like a list of things that we can do, and we kind of discussed like what we would want to do, what day that might be on. So we had like a loose idea of what was going on every day, so then I can pair. I made in my notes app, beep, 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 I wrote out what was going on each day, whether it's the travel day. I wrote out what I would wear, and then a few days before the trip, I actually like put on those outfits to make sure it was as cute in person as it was in my head. I made the little photos so I can see, and doing this is where I really started to like X out, like, okay, I don't need to bring this, I actually don't need to bring this, there's nothing I'll wear this with. And mixing and matching, putting different things together helped me just like pare down what I was bringing. And then it also made it super easy to pack. And then every day when I woke up and it was like, okay, today we're doing the beach day, I didn't have to like look at my suitcase and be like, oh my god, I don't know what to wear, like what am I was like, beach day, I know I'm wearing that brown bikini, and I was ready to go. So not only does it make you just a better, lighter, more efficient traveler overall, but it's eco-friendly because you don't feel the need to go and spend money and buy new things for this one trip and just like feed into the consumerism and fast fashion, which is a whole issue that I also have a bunch of videos on. And because you save money, again, not buying an entire new wardrobe, but you now have more money for the trip yourself, so you can buy some new wardrobe pieces there and some new jewelry too, because you saved money and you can buy things from that place to help you remember that place too. And that goes into the next tip of when you are buying things at the location that you're visiting, don't fall for like the touristy hat that says Hawaii or like the t-shirt. And I've done that before. I have a t-shirt from Barcelona when I went in 2017, and like that's it. That's the story of this t-shirt. I got it in Barcelona in 2017. It's just sitting there. For the most part, these items are mass produced and cheaply made, and it's essentially just buying branded location fast fashion item in a sense, because it's not something that you will wear every single day versus something that is a little bit unique, is your style and still like representative of that place. You can say that you got it in that place. Buying artisan items. When we went to Capri, down the road was this family-owned business. They'd been in business for 80 years. Everything in there they made. Like we saw the guy making all these like wood pieces. So I got this wood painted little whale because Austin and I got really into Moby Dick over the summer. My mom got this like little wind thing of like the painted fish, and like we saw him making it. So all of that, like supporting locally family-owned businesses, artisan businesses, things that are being handmade and have a bit more of a story to it and speaking to those people. Like this ring, we gave the Coral King so much money. He gave us a lot of deals, thankfully, because we gave him a lot of money. But like meeting him, he talked about his daughter, where he wants to like open up his next business, supporting local artisan made and everything. It makes it a bit more unique too. You're not just buying the t-shirt from Paris that everybody else has, including myself. I'm not gonna lie, I also have that generic Paris t-shirt. And tying into shopping locally and shopping artisan, handmade products, same goes with food, eating locally. You can go into like a big city, like Paris has your McDonald's. They have everything that you see on the corner that I see down the street. But going to places and like enjoying the culture, enjoying the food, saying maybe I'm somewhere new, maybe I'm not super familiar with what this food is, or I've never had it before, but taking the opportunity to try something new and just experience that. And even if at the end you're like, I didn't love that, like at least you tried and are broadening your horizons. And a lot of times, especially in Europe and going to these small family-owned places, it's things that they're growing or they're getting it from farmers that they know and have these like long generational relationships with. Or a lot of times in Italy, when we were on the Amalfi Coast in Capri, it's fish that they caught that night, and they're like, yeah, here's our catch of the night, like which one do you want? And like my sister and I picked up the fish that we had for lunch one day. So not only is it good because you're not just flying in all of these ingredients and like mass-produced items and just going back to the same way it's like fast fashion. It's almost just like fast cuisine in the sense that like it's coming from these factory farms. It doesn't have regenerative farming practices, and instead going from places that have those connections, and you can taste just the quality in the food. You can experience new things. Like now my mom loves tuna tartare. She never had it before, didn't like the way it looked, usually doesn't eat raw tuna, but she tried it because she was like, I'm here, might as well, you guys keep ordering it. And now she loves it. So not only is it good, again, for you, it's good and better for the planet too. And the last main thing is when you are staying at a place, especially if it's a hotel where they're having housekeeping every single day, either put up the do not disturb sign so they don't go in there. You really don't need cleaning every single day. Like how dirty are you making the place? You can just like throw the sheets over the bed and like call it a day. Your towels can be reused. They don't need to be new towels every single day. Or if housekeeping does come in, putting them in a place where they don't need to switch out the towels. Very often now there's like the rule of if the towel's on the ground, it's gonna go, but if you have it hanging up, they'll leave it there. So if that is the situation, you do have housekeeping coming in, having the towels hanging, because you don't need new towels every single day. It's insane and so wasteful, just like the energy to wash that every single day. And for, again, how dirty are you getting these towels for you would need that? Like when you're home, a towel will go a whole week before you wash it. So like, why can't you do the same on your trip? Being mindful of how often you're getting sheets and things changed out in your hotel room, or if you have a garbage pail in there and you put like one piece of trash, they don't need, like, make sure that like there's no reason for them to have to switch that out and like throw that baggie of trash, even if it's just one item in there, away. Just like being more mindful and just like not even having them come in. They don't really need to do it until the end of your trip, or if you're there for a long time, like a midway point just to kind of freshen it up a bit. But for the most part, just being mindful of where you're staying. And if you do want to do more research or potentially like spend a little bit more time looking into it, looking for green accommodations, green certified hotels, green Airbnbs or eco B&Bs, finding places that are really focused on sustainable practices or do something that like tie into sustainability or give you like the opportunity to be part of the environment. The hotel that we actually stayed at in Capri had a whole vegetable garden that this guy was tending to every single day. It was a family-owned hotel, and every morning when we got our food, you could tell like they were making it. It was coming from the garden. It was fresh, and just being able to like be a part of that and like see that and how their family ran it, and just looking for places like that, not booking like at massive places, or sometimes all-inclusive resorts are also not the most eco-friendly. Of course, like there are some benefits, but just like being mindful that that's not like a super wasteful place and they are green certified. Avoiding cruise ships in general. I've never been on a cruise. I don't think I ever will. It seems like honestly gross to me. And like, yeah, you can hit up a lot of different ports, but like you're also like on a cruise ship the whole time, and they're also like the worst for the environment. Like the amount of just pollution that they put out, especially directly into the ocean, and like the bigger these cruise ships get, like they're literally just like a floating environmental disaster. It's horrible. So just like, if you can, unless you guys are like cruise people, which no offense, I just like don't understand, avoid cruise ships at all costs, and just trying to find different ways to get into nature and make your trip a little bit more sustainable and nature forward and environment forward, because again, this is somewhere that you're enjoying the beauty and you should want that beauty to remain for generations to come. So those are my tips on how to travel eco-friendly. In the end, just travel light, travel smart, and leave it better than you found it. Don't leave any waste behind, and just really enjoy where you are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your sustainable travel tips are and what else you want to see here on my channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every other Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.